Sponsored by Cisna Bank, Today, Forever, and Trans Telecom. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Executive Officer Andy Foster, and Chairman John Caravelli. Your three judges scoring this bout at ringside on the 10-point must system: Barry Lindenman, Steve Morrow, and Alejandro Rochin. And when the bell rings and the action begins inside the ring, your referee in charge, Jack Reyes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the world is ready. Carson, California, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing tonight white trunks with multicolored trim, he weighed in officially 159 1/2 pounds. In 40 professional bouts, his record, 36 victories, just 3 defeats, 1 draw, 21 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the 2-time light middleweight world title challenger from Glendale, California by way of Abovian, Armenia. Here is the Nightmare, but it's Martirosyan. And next, his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing white trunks, trimmed in black, he weighed in 160 pounds even. As a professional, he is unbeaten, 37 victories, including 33 knockouts, no defeats, and 1 draw. From Karaganda, Kazakhstan, ladies and gentlemen, here is the unbeaten, unified WBA Super, WBC, IBF, IBO, middleweight champion of the world, Triple J, Gennady, Golovkin. Once again, referee Jack Reyes with the final instruction.
Right here? Right here for now? You guys want to exchange the flags? Okay, come here. Edmund, right at the line, I'm going to let him work in here. Same thing, Abel, it's a little bit high right here, I'm going to let him work. Mouthpiece, mouthpiece. I gave you both instructions. I just want to remind you, please listen and follow my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Fight hard, fight clean. Good luck to both of you.
You know, Triple G, and some people may be seeing him for the first time. They heard about this monster, Triple G, and last fight was on pay-per-view, and here you can just watch him on regular HBO. Triple G has his reputation because you were guaranteed not only action, but a knockout in his fights. Hasn't been the case in his last 2 fights. Let's see if he can get healthy here against Martirosyan. He generally, Triple G, provides indelible moments in his fights, whether it's Curtis Stevens exclaiming like he couldn't believe the power on the ground from a left hook, or Matthew Macklin writhing on the canvas from a body shot. See if he has one of those moments in him tonight.
And Max, you mentioned that this feels like a throwback to an old-time HBO fight. For you, here's one more reason we haven't even mentioned so far. Vanes Martirosyan is promoted by Don King. It's hard to find that in the sport yet, or still at this hour. But here it is, a Don King promoted fighter in against Gennady Golovkin.
Martirosyan flashing a nice jab.
Throwing some good combinations already.
Martirosyan sticking the jab in Golovkin's mouth. Golovkin lands a left hook.
Oh, Martirosyan's hurting.
Golovkin known for his scary power in both hands, and would like to remind fans of that after his last couple fights. That's what happens, again, when you fight top fighters like Daniel Jacobs and Canelo Alvarez. Martirosyan considered a level below that.
Yeah, he thrown a good jab already here, though, Max. Popping Gennady's head back a couple times. Gennady landed a good hook on him, popping his head back one time. So we're getting some good exchanges in early. The bad thing for Vanes is that their 24-month layoff is going to tear early. Later in the fight, he'll get back comfortable and get in position.
Well, Martirosyan has been in the gym, Roy, and he says he's been in the gym for the last 17 months fairly continuously. But when you have not been in a real fight for a long time, almost 2 years in his instance, are you more susceptible to power shots?
Much more susceptible because you're not used to that movement and having that crowd there. The crowd drains so much energy from a fighter, as most real fighters know. Secondly, when you haven't been in there, the little things, the timing, the making a guy miss by a hairline, I mean, it's very difficult to do because you don't know that feeling until you get out there and have it again.
They say the last thing to leave a fighter is his punch. But we've also seen fighters age and lose that knockout snap. Roy, you think Triple G still has that vaunted power?
Well, Triple G does, and Max, I meant to tell you a little earlier too, we always talk about Triple G being 36 years old, but Triple G is an elite fighter. An elite fighter at 36 is not a bad fighter still. Floyd Mayweather was still dominating people at 36 years old.
It's changed over the last decade or so.
Of course it has. So 36 is not an old fighter, especially when you haven't taken a lot of punishment.
And for those who haven't seen him before, we talk about Triple G's power. Max has made the point that you expect to see knockout power from Triple G. But CompuBox counts him as the most prolific jabber in boxing. He lands more than 10 jabs per round. Nobody else in boxing has done that. And he's landed 14 this round. A hard right hand by Martirosyan knocks Golovkin back.
I think Varnish just hurt Golovkin a little bit.
I agree, and he hit him with a good right-hand counter before he landed the left.
Followed by a good jab, yes.
Golovkin landed 15 jabs in the round, but only one hard power shot. Martirosyan hit him in the mouth with the right hand. That might have been the best punch of the round.
Stop looking for one. Let's get into a groove going, okay? Little jab, little feint. You're not feinting it now. You're a little tight. Okay, you're a little tight. Loosen up. Just relax. Huh? Where's the grease?
You know what you're going to do? You're going to start moving with that head, being more comfortable, being smart, so tight on your defense, okay, D? Everything's working. Do what you're doing. You're doing everything good, but he's going to start jabbing more because he's missing his right hand. You're being smart. Very good. Move a little.
Here you see Varnish come in with a jab, a right hand, and Triple G thought it was over. Then all of a sudden, bing, there goes another jab, and that's what knocked him off balance because it's the punches that you're not ready for. Look at Triple G's eyes. He's saying, oh, snap, this guy can punch.
Yeah, I thought it was the right hand that had stunned him a little bit, but actually it was the follow-up left.
Vanis Martirosyan came up in boxing in Southern California. A lot of Mexican fighters, a lot of gym wars. And he thinks he's uniquely prepared for Golovkin's Mexican style, but those are some monster shots.
Uppercut by Golovkin, and Martirosyan grabs and holds on.
That hurt him really bad though, Jim. That uppercut hurt really bad. That was a good shot.
He held on to Golovkin long enough to avoid being called for a knockdown, even though his knee hit the canvas. Dak Reese ruled it a throw by Golovkin.
Jim, he's kind of too slow right now to get out of the way of Triple G's big punches. So if Triple G turns it up right now, he can get him out before Varnish gets ready. And he better do that because Varnish is throwing some really big shots, but the ring rust is still really affecting him right now.
Vanis is not reacting like a scared fighter. He's reacting like a fighter who's seen this all before.
And that's not good, man.
Well, because Triple G still has that concussive power.
That's what I'm saying. That's not good because you need to be a fighter that acts like you don't want no part of this in the early rounds while he's powerful until you get used to seeing the timing of his punches. Then you can act like it doesn't really matter. Right now, it does matter because if he catches you crisp, it's going to be a problem.
You heard Abel Sanchez telling Golovkin between rounds, you're a little tight. And it does look that way. As though Golovkin's got a lot of weight on his shoulders. A lot of pressure to deal with. A lot of outside the ring stuff. And he gets hit with a right hand again by Martirosyan. Oh, hard left hook by Golovkin. Right hand by Golovkin. Another left. Hard left hook. Down goes Martirosyan. And he collapses onto his face. As Reese picks up the count.
7, 8, 9, 10.
We're done.
Second round knockout for Golovkin.
And I would have got disqualified for that.
Roy is not wrong about that.
I would have got disqualified.
I don't think Triple G should be disqualified for that, but that was exactly like the punch that you got disqualified for. Triple G in his desire to score the knockout was, if anything, overzealous with a fighter on his knees in front of him and landed a shot when Martirosyan was technically already down. And that may have been the finishing shot.
Pretty close. I'll have to look at the replay to see whether Martirosyan actually was on the canvas or was in the process of going down.
I wouldn't DQ a fighter for that, nor should you have been DQ'd.
I agree.
But technically, I believe he hit him when he was down.
We'll see. Either way, he's got a new knockout streak. 1. Here's another look.
Once again, the uppercut that caused the problems early, hit him right on the chin with a beautiful uppercut. Doesn't get any better than that, Jim. Now you see him coming in for the attack. Overhand right over the top, which Vanessa had got caught with several times before. He comes back with a jab, another jab, a good jab to set up the right hand again. Another great shot, followed by tap right hand, a big left hook, and that pretty much finished Vanessa right there. Followed by right hand, but Vanessa was out at that point. Another hook, boom, and now Vanessa is done. And there's a right hand, he's down right there on the ropes, and here's a, well, he was going down, so it wasn't that bad.
I don't think his knee had reached the canvas, but the glove may have. Technically, he's down the moment that the glove touches the canvas.
Yeah, let's look at it again.
Haven't watched that. If the ropes are holding you up, you're down.
That's right.
And I think the ropes are holding him up. But guys, that was a clean knockout, even if it was a little messy at the end. That would never, I think, rise to the level of DQ if it's called properly.
I totally agree, and you've got an excellent referee in there to make the call. Jack Reese is one of the very best. Now here's Reese as the count reaches 9, 10, and he waves it off. And Golovkin seems to let out a little air, relaxing finally after all the turmoil and the tension and the decision-making he's had to go through in these last few months. And now let's go to ring announcer Joe Martinez with the particulars on the KO.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at the official time. 1 minute, 53 seconds, round number 2. Referee Jack Reese reaches the count of 10 for your winner by KO victory. He is still unified middleweight champion of the world, Triple J, Gennady Golovkin.
First round wasn't his best. Second round was a wipeout. Ultimately, the result is what most ringside observers expected. An early to middle rounds knockout for Golovkin. Final CompuBox numbers, Golovkin closed the show, landing 11 of 15 power shots. Roy Jones with his brilliant analysis of the power barrage that ultimately put Martirosyan away. He doubles Martirosyan in landed punches. He throws 11 more. He lands at a 43% overall connect rate. He reinforced his reputation as the #1 jabber in the sport as he lands 16 out of 30 power shots, 53%. You know what we've told you over the years about a fighter who lands more than 50% of his power shots. He lands 20 jabs in less than 2 complete rounds. Again, he's the only fighter counted by CompuBox in boxing who lands more than 10 jabs per round. And all of that is part of what makes him very, very difficult to beat. 38-0-1 with 34 knockouts. He stands by now with Max Kellerman.
Congratulations, Gennady. How does it feel to get a knockout under your belt? It's been a minute.
I feel great. I come back.
Gennady, Vanes came over to me a moment ago and said, that is the hardest puncher I've ever faced. Do you feel like you had your power back tonight? Why weren't you able to do this in your last 2 fights?
Excuse me, give me a chance. Just I want to first of all, thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my friends from Kazakhstan, my family, and of course, my all fans of the world. Thank you very much. It's huge support. And of course, yeah, Vanes, he is a very good fighter. He punched me a couple of times, you know, just after first round, I said, this is serious business. This is a serious fight.
That's what it looked like. It looked like he got your attention at the end of the first round, and you came out all business in the second.
Absolutely. This is my second round is all business. First round, just I'm looking just his strategy because I know his team very good team. Congrats, and just just second round, this is true business.
Given the date at which Canelo had to pull out of tonight's fight that was supposed to take place in Las Vegas, you had to come up with a last-minute replacement opponent. Vanes has a name, he's a good fighter, he's a known fighter, he has a pleasing style, so it's understandable that he's a replacement opponent. But now this fight is over. The middleweight division is chock full of opponents who suddenly seem willing to fight you. What do you want to happen now?
I want everybody. First of all, this is belt, this is Cinco de Mayo, thank you WBC family. This is big gift to all people, so congrats guys, just Cinco de Mayo forever.
When you say everyone, obviously the hope would be a Canelo rematch on Mexican Independence Day weekend. Is that what you're interested in?
Absolutely, he's ready, just I'm ready every time.
Are there any other middleweights out there who you'd be interested in making a fight with?
It doesn't matter for me. I'm still champion last 9 years. Just I have a lot of belts. Just guys, just come and just take my belt.
But the reason I ask for names now is because a couple years ago, the division didn't have a lot of interesting fighters. But now Daniel Jacobs has made a real name for himself. Charlo is there. Andrade's around. There are suddenly a lot of good fighters in the division. Are there any of those named fighters who are elite fighters that you would like to fight?
Hopefully we're very soon see you this fight with these guys. It doesn't matter for me. With who?
To clean out the division.
Absolutely.
Gennady, thank you very much. Good to see you again. Hope to see you in several months in the ring with Canelo.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for everybody, for your support, and congratulations for Cinco de Mayo. Thank you, guys.